Welcome back to the Everything Education podcast. My name is András, and I'm delighted to host two agent friends from pretty much two ends of the world. Today, we'll be diving deep into the world of education agents. We'll hear personal stories and talk about different models of working, market disruption, the role of AI, and I think a lot more. We'll get started in a moment, but before we do so, here's a quick favor I'd like to ask you. Wherever you're listening, please subscribe to the show, like and comment on this episode. It's absolutely free for you, only takes a second, but it means a lot to us. Thank you. So, without much further ado, let me introduce my two guests, or if I can ask you to briefly introduce yourselves, then listeners can associate your voice with your name. Burçin, are you happy to start?
Yes, my name is Burçin Advani. I am the CEO of bestparents.com, which is a marketplace and education consultant for summer camps all around the world. And now I live in Palo Alto, and I am in this business since 2006. So I started this business when I was an English language teacher. And since I joined first ISEF in Berlin, still I am in this business for a very long time. And now I am trying to evolve it to in a technological booking platform.
Right, thank you. We'll go back to where you started in a moment, but Ruth, are you happy to share a few words?
Good morning. My name is Ruth. I'm originally from the UK and I've been in Hong Kong for 31 years. So I came for 12 months and that's 31 years later. I am not an educator. I started Top Schools, my company, in 2012 to support families to enter into the very competitive Hong Kong schools. And then that evolved into UK schools and also schools around Asia. We work closely with a few schools in Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Japan. And we offer very high touch, bespoke, personalized service for those families that want that approach for very top competitive schools. The company is called Top Schools.
Was there a defining moment that made you start your journey into being an education agent? You said, Ruth, that you're not an educator. What made you get into this?
It wasn't really a defining moment. I think like a lot of people, it's kind of a happenstance, a happy accident. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that I'd be doing this at my stage in life, but I'm very happy to be doing this at my stage in life. But no, I think it was just not by design, not at all.
How about you, Burçin? Any big moments that stand out?
I had the moment that when I was sitting in my Nişantaşı office, just I was watching what the consultants are doing, and I watched all day that they had like 3 catalogs, okay, that standing next to them, and the customer is coming and they're telling everything again and again and again. I said that why we are not doing is a technological way that, and even recording can be okay, but why we are just giving the parents only 2-3 options, although there are like hundreds of options can match to them. And it is obvious that they can't be found through catalogs, brochures, booklets. So I said that, wow, this variety, this spatial needs from the parents needs a technology, and I started turning it to the technological booking platform instead of running a classical education consultancy.
Sorry, was that back in 2006, you said?
In 2006, we started listing many programs, and it turned into in 2000, definitely 21, to be able to make it like high performance, marketplace that where you can book instantly, and definitely this is the booking.com for summer camps.
For summer camps. I guess, sorry, can I just say something? I think for summer camps, obviously the risk is very low. They're going for like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, right? I wonder, do you think you could? I know that people are actively trying to do that for placements, for a child to stay in a senior school for like 5 years. Um, there are actively people trying to do that with different technological platforms, but I just wonder, it's such a high stakes decision that the human involvement, like someone like myself, I feel they can work well together, but I don't feel like like an AI powered platform can actually do it all alone. I don't know what you guys think.
Actually, it is doing that. Sometimes it is doing uh, better than humans as well, because as a human you can memorize not more than 10 summer camps, like and their that specification as well. But AI can remember it. When you ask for that, oh, my child is the high level of swimmer, which camp is going to match to me?
Mm.
Actually we are taking the many bookings through those specific information data is the everything for in today's world, and it can't be just remembered, it has to be
I
written.
agree. No, I agree. But I think for summer school, maybe they can make that decision with just the information. That's fine. It's not a huge risk. But
Yeah.
for something which is obviously a more high stakes decision, we could use something like an AI powered platform to generate a lot of data. But then we are still needed as the human, as the adult in the room, the expert, to guide the parents for choosing which ones. Don't you feel?
Yeah, so for actually different parents have got different needs. Some people they don't they don't
Mm,
need it. They see the wow, this is so detailed, and I will be around it, so I can book it. But really, some parents would like to talk, so they can book a Zoom meeting 24 hours wherever they are around the world, and they can reach us from WhatsApp. They can reach us
mm,
from mails. Some people don't prefer to talk with you. Some people prefer to talk with you 1 hour. So it is up to their needs. But what we trust that everything written in the website is correct. Dates are available. You can book in 5 minutes, actually 2 minutes. And the good thing is that really, really that you are going to feel the human touch as well. And so we are creating a new world for the parents. And according to me, summer camps are the beginning of the educational journey. Like
mm,
we have
mm,
students 3 years old going to camps with their parents. And I have a child. I said I have a student. I see them like our old children. So
mm,
I have a student who is going to soccer camp, 7 years old, boarding.
mm,
And
mm.
every child and every parent is different. So we can answer all of them now.
One interesting thing that you mentioned, Ruth, is the question of stakes. Boarding schools being higher stakes, as you said, summer
Mhm.
camps being lower stakes. And
Mhm.
yes, I agree with that. It's long term, short term, a lot of
Mm.
money, not that
Yeah, yeah.
much money to some people. But for example, the families I tend to work with, my agency focuses on the Hungarian market. For them, investing in a 2 week summer camp in the UK is a lot of money. That's
Mm.
the savings, the annual savings, a lot more than actually the annual savings of an average family. So I would argue that the decision of referring them to the right summer camp is actually quite high stakes, at least in my world as well. Do
Good
you feel
point.
that with your clients, Burçin?
Actually, I made my decision focusing on summer camps because I like school break programs. We can say that, and it is including the cultural programs as well. That because all around the world, like teenagers are traveling to Japan, like China, Netherlands. They are like expressing themselves. They're becoming adults. They are maturing themselves through these programs. And I made my decision. Of course, for education consultants can think that there are the high stakes. But on the other hand, we are working with many parents for years. So according to me, our parents that are tribe, we call it, are very loyal to us. And of course, if they would like to go for a boarding camp, of course, they are asking to us after creating this relationship with them. And usually we send them the summer programs on the boarding school campuses that they can make decisions. Of course, I can understand many education consultants going to chasing the boarding school sales, but we are different. We don't see them as exactly that, like one-time parents that we have a long-term relationship with them, starting from 3 years old. Imagine that.
But what you're saying here about building trust and building up relationships with parents, again, that you are doing that human to human. So you're using the AI and the technological platform to get you so far, but it only gets you so far, right?
Actually, some people trust you when your data and when your booking funnels are very trustworthy as well.
Agree.
For example, I live in Palo Alto for Silicon Valley and New York people. They said that, okay, they are very used to buy things online, Airbnb, Booking.com, shopping as well. And they said that, okay, that as the funnel is following up me, I am okay to follow up. And they feel trust to the platform. They said it is following up me. And when it comes to human, some people prefer human to human. Some people trust you because your funnels and technology is very well. But I am proud of the consultants in our company that they are using AI in the high level way. So I can say that we have got, for example, maybe 2 consultants, but they are working, they can work as 20 consultants because they are exactly agents, they're exactly that high quality tech users as well. So I think it is important.
Just to go back to one of the things that you said, that obviously every parent and every family is different and they'll have their own preferences. I work in a personal way, so I don't really give a quote to someone without speaking to them, at least for a few minutes, to get a proper idea of what they want. But I remember I had a very disappointed customer a couple of years ago who was quite offended that after he submitted a basic quotation form, we really insisted on speaking to him. And it's like, can you not give me a quote based on that? It's like, well, I can, but I don't want to because there's no point for me. But I probably should have, because
Is that for summer program?
Yeah, summer
Or-
programs. Yeah, summer programs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a world, Ruth, that you would accept, let's say, the insistence of a parent to not have a consultation and just to try to get your help in getting to a school that they set their mind on?
It's a good question. I mean, I like to think of myself, even though I'm reasonably old, but I do like to think of myself as cutting edge, as we are in the education industry, which of course is not that cutting edge. And we do use AI. We've adopted a lot of, all our funnels, and hopefully they work. But I know I because even if the parents are very busy, right? And in our part of the world, like what we do, the sorts of parents that we work with, we're trying to get back the connection between parent and child, and then with a parent with us. We feel that human connection is so important because they are tending towards like almost outsourcing all elements of parenting. So we do get a lot of times where the parent is not the one contacting us directly. It's their assistant or their nanny or their somebody. And we feel it's really important to then get connected to the parents and then eventually with the children. So it's not how I see myself working anytime soon. But like I said, I am seeing that there definitely are people out there that are claiming like the whole thing can be like automated and done. But I worry about that because for now, children still need to go to school. That might change, but for now, children are spending most of their waking hours and possibly sleeping hours as well, not with the parents, in a school environment, and that is, it's super important to choose well.
When we first met a few years ago,
Yeah.
I realized that you work quite differently to how most of the agents and consultants work in Hong Kong. Do
Mm.
you mind telling us a little bit about that? And
I
if
think
you,
it's also
if
changed since we met a few years
hmm.
ago, obviously, and I'm pleased about that. Like I say, we have to adapt and we have to change with the times. I don't know, what was it that you thought at the time that we were doing differently?
I think the fact that you were utilizing social media quite a lot in terms of educating people
Yes,
rather
and that
than
has,
organizing a fair for
oh, yeah,
people to come and visit.
yeah, and that's just accelerated in the last like couple of years since we met. Um, yeah, I mean, look, back in 2012, when I started the business, I started a Facebook group because we were all on Facebook back then, and I still have 30,000 members in that Facebook group, which is, you know, reasonably large, but it's gone a bit quiet, it's gone a bit dead. But back then, at that time, Facebook is really what got us off the ground and got us started and got us known. I mean, Hong Kong is a small place. It's a village of 7.2 million people. But, you know, we're pretty well known in Hong Kong in what we do. And I do credit that to what we've been doing on social media. We're very niche. I mean, we've chosen our platforms. We don't use the Chinese platforms like Xiaohongshu, and I know like, all of the schools now, like the UK boarding schools, are jumping on WeChat, and I think they're struggling to understand the differences in the market. But anyway, I'm doubling down on our niche, which is you know, re- professional families, international families who have the means to send their children to UK boarding school. So we're now using LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube, and doing a lot more content, because whilst we see that the schools are doing their own content, and many of the schools have really upped their game and they're making some great content, um, but they're using it from their point of view, and they're also doing user generated content, which is they're asking the children who are students in the school to make the content, and that's all well and good and that's fine. But again, we feel that the parents that who are going to make such crucial decision are not listening to 16-year-olds who are having fun jumping around in their boarding house. I mean, that's fine, that's one perspective, but I feel like they want to see someone like myself or you, Burçin, or you know, to be you know, the expert, the adult perspective as well. So that's the sort of content that we're making at the moment. And yeah, it's lots of fun, lots of work. And it's changing all the time. So we're having to learn new stuff, new skills. And yeah.
Burçin, you mentioned data being king and managing all that data that you need to triage between so many summer camps. How much is content important to you to be able to share lots of perspectives, as Ruth said, videos and all that, or is it mostly you holding to the data and making the right decision for the parents?
Okay, great question. So we created a wonderful, easy onboarding platform for educators. As an educator, you are coming and entering your, you know, data, that where is your campus and what type of programs you have, and after they can upload their PDFs and photos as well. And after we have got the team checking the content as well. And after we are publishing with all the dates and the seats availability as well. Now we have got 1,400 programs in our portal. Parents are very happy. And they said that, oh, really? I found more detailed data when I compared it to like educator itself. This is why they're trusting us. That at the end, we are exactly securing the both sides, that educator and the parent as well, in terms of the operation and money exchange as well. actually we are the regulators in the middle to keep both sides safe. So this is why that, for example, for Ruth, like she can join us as a like sub agent because she's not doing summer camp business in a high volume, but she has got those customers. So we accept the agents now to our platform that they can create their page and they can offer to their students to specific programs that which can be beneficial for their like boarding school or college application is. So yeah, I think the data is the key for us, and we are taking care of this very well. And now we are in 66 different countries, and every country has got different like landing pages as well. So it is going very fast.
How do you? I'm interested to have a look at it. I wish I had a look at it before we jumped on this chat. But it sounds good. But I mean, I think again with something like this, sending your child like halfway across the world, maybe on their own, and data is important.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'm just coming back to the same point again.
Here's a question to both of you. How do you see the role of agents/consultants? Also, while answering, if you don't mind telling me whether you prefer the word consultant or agent. Is agent a dirty word, by the way? I asked chain schools in the previous episode whether chain was a dirty word, and I think the consensus was that people preferred not to be called a chain. So what about agent? But more importantly, what's the role of an agent/consultant in your view?
I'm very uncomfortable with the word agent, but that might be also because of where I am in the world. I'm in China. So, look, I mean, I think it's almost a secret we've talked about this before, right? That I'm not sure how much parents understand the way that agents work. And so, to your point, Burçin, like if someone is approaching an agent and they're only delivering them 2 to 3 options, well, there might be a reason why they're only delivering 2 to 3 options, because those are the ones that they have agency partnerships with, or those are the ones that they get paid more. And so therefore it's in their own interests to push certain programs out to parents. And so I feel very uncomfortable with that whole situation. The fact is that, let's just say it, an agent isn't working for the parents. The agents are working for themselves, and they're actually working for the school because the school is the one that is paying them. And so that's why it makes me feel uncomfortable. And I struggle with this, and I don't know what the solution is. But obviously, I prefer the word consultant because I feel like, we do charge the parents, and I feel like our first priority is the family. No doubt about that. And as and when we start to feel like there's some sort of conflict of interest, it starts to get very, very difficult.
For me, agents, what educators call us, we are agents to them, resellers. And for the executive parents, we are the consultants. Of course, there are difficulties in the consultancy companies, that you are right, because this is what I am saying, that they're offering just 3 options, whatever your child is. Isn't it brutal that my child is good at basketball? They don't care. They want to sell that camp or that boarding school to you. I don't agree with this because I am an educator and I value the new generation. I don't see them as a bank account, because if you are good at your business, that money will come to you. But they are not thinking that they are changing the life of a child. Although, for example, he is good at STEM program, he knows that they have got a better STEM program with another educator, but they don't pay enough commission to be able to advise this. This is why I stepped in. I said that no, that not anymore. That definitely. because I am a teacher at the end. I am an educator. I don't want to do this to parents anymore. And when parents come to us, you said that when I was advising boarding school, Switzerland boarding school, USA and UK, Ruth, they were asking me that, oh, why you are charging? The others are free. I said, like,
Yes, we get that
the
all the
others are
time.
free, and look at the portfolio. So consultancy is different, definitely. That because you are changing the life of a young person. It is like really building, like not a house, building a character, building a human being. So we would like to do it in the best way.
How much bias do you think is okay as a consultant? You both referred to a sort of financial bias, which is probably, we can agree very quickly that it's not ethical to refer to someone to a school just because they pay you more. Let's take that as a baseline. But we're humans. We work with humans in school, schools that we visit, that we form different attachments to, either because your child probably went to a school, or you just like the people who work there, or you've seen success stories. But we all build our biases. How much of that is okay? How much of that do you allow? Or do you, Burçin, for example, completely manage to eliminate that from the system through big data and big numbers?
I don't think that we can like destroy it, because at the end, okay, I have been working with Simon Baker, okay, or like Samyat, or like King's Education, and like Alex, and you know that you are talking with them, and at the end you trust them because they are fast and answering you fast, uploading everything fast. So of course that personal relationship coming through those like trustworthiness for years as well. So of course we can't eliminate that, but at least it can't be all subjective. It shouldn't be. But when you are putting the targets to your sales team, it's going to be subjective, because they're going to call and they said, oh, can you do this? Can you do this booking? Give me 2 more. So this is why in our platform that it is minimal.
Ruth?
I wouldn't say it's bias, but I think that we are now actually in the mode of being more selective. There are so many schools in the UK. I mean, fewer and fewer, it has to be said, every month, but and that's something that we're very super cautious about. So we're actually in the process of streamlining, I would say, and selecting the schools that we do work with, and eliminating schools that we are not going to actively work with. I'm not going to say that we wouldn't, cast the net a bit wider on a certain search, but I think I know my audience, I know my families, I kind of know what they want, after so many years, and with enough options, because too much information can just create, just overload, and so I don't know if that's bias or just being smart. So, and also to your point earlier, like whether or not we're called agents or consultants, and I can't used another word, Burçin, but this came up, I think, in a conversation last week, and in my conversations with schools, we're suggesting that we are partners, which I far prefer rather than agents. So with the schools, we are partners, and with the parents, we are consultants. But yeah, so just a little bit more selectivity in the schools that we're choosing to partner with. But I wouldn't say that there's any. And the bias, I suppose, is we're choosing on quality of the offering, of actually what they provide for the children, but also in the quality of the relationship. Because that's really super important. Like, we talk about speed of response nowadays. It can be crucial if you've got an urgent search and you've contacted 10 schools and only 3 of them got back to you. Well, hey, the other 7 are they're gone.
I promised you that we're going to make a phone call, and I do want to get back to how how much we're comfortable using AI as agents or consultants. But let's have a look at the parent perspective. I'm going to call Burçin's AI.
I hope
What's it
today.
called? Mum.ai, is it?
Mom AI, yeah.
Okay. So Ruth, you're not in on this. So it's up to you to come up with a profile for a summer school student. So
Okay.
you can come up with destination, country, age, length, any kind of preference. We'll see how far we can get.
Oh, I've got a list of summer school inquiries that I haven't had a chance to follow
Let's do
up
this
with
now.
yet.
Let's do business.
All right, let's do a 14-year-old girl from Hong Kong. English is fine. No EAL. We do not want any EAL. But she's super interested in STEM, maybe aspiring engineering programs or specialist like, physics or science things, and something fun for about 2 weeks in rural UK.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah. Any dates in mind?
July.
Okay. Do we have a budget in mind?
No,
No, budget.
because our
Okay.
daughter is a precious
Worth
commodity.
anything. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Let me try and talk to mum.ai.
Oh,
Spelled the American
Hi
way.
there. Thanks for calling Best Parents. This is Pam. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Pam. My name is John.
Hi, John. It's so nice to meet you. How can I help you today? Are you exploring a summer program or something specific for your child?
I'm looking for a summer program for my 14-year-old daughter.
That's wonderful. 14 is such a great age for these experiences. May I ask, what's your daughter's name?
What is my daughter's name? Just give me a second.
Daisy.
Maisie. It's Maisie.
Oh, that's a beautiful name. Thank you. And how old is Maisie right now? She's 14, correct?
Yes, that's right. 14.
Perfect. Thank you. Since we host students from all over the world, may I ask, how comfortably does she speak English?
She's very comfortable. She's at an international school.
That's wonderful. Being in an international school really helps her feel confident abroad. Now, just so I can guide you properly, what time of summer are you looking at for her to travel?
We're planning for her to travel in July.
July is a great time. Lots of fantastic options then. Are you considering a specific country, or are you open to destinations like the US, UK, or Switzerland?
Yeah, we're thinking of the UK, preferably a rural location. And ideally, it would be a STEM or engineering kind of program, if you have one.
That's a fantastic choice. The UK has some beautiful rural campuses with strong STEM focus. May I ask roughly what budget range are you considering for her program?
Money is not really a factor here.
That's helpful to know. Thank you. In the UK, are you envisioning a university-style campus experience or more of a traditional boarding school setting for her stay?
Traditional boarding school, so really rural location.
That sounds lovely. A rural boarding school setting in the UK with a STEM engineering focus in July. Perfect. Just to make sure we tailor this properly, is she more interested in hands-on robotics and building projects or more academic engineering theory?
Academic theory.
That's very clear. Thank you. A more academic, theory-focused engineering experience in a rural UK boarding school setting in July. Lovely direction. Just so I understand the full picture. How long would you ideally like her to stay? 2 weeks?
2 weeks,
3
yeah.
weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, yeah.
Perfect. 2 weeks in July, rural UK boarding school, academic-focused STEM engineering. That gives us a very strong direction. Just to complete her profile, are you currently based in the US or traveling from another country?
We're based in Hong Kong.
Lovely. Thank you. Traveling from Hong Kong to the UK in July. That's very manageable. Just to confirm, will she be traveling alone or would you accompany her for arrival?
Traveling alone. She's really mature.
That's wonderful to hear. At 14 and mature, she'll do great. And we can absolutely arrange proper arrival support in the UK. Perfect. Thank you. I've got everything I need now. I'll pass this along to our team, and someone from Best Parents will reach out shortly with the best matched UK rural boarding school STEM programs for Maisie in July. Before I let you go, is this the best phone number to reach you on as well?
Yes, please.
It was great chatting with you. Thank you taking time, and we will get back to you soon.
Thanks, Pam. But she's hung up on me.
Wow. Wow. And that's amazing. That's really
Now,
cool.
you know what is Pam doing? Now, it went to our database, scanning,
Yeah.
okay? And already the options are ready for the consultant to send. Now it's going to be in front of our consultant, and consultant check and push the
Okay.
button, and it will come to me.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah.
And I wonder, do you think everybody knows that they're speaking to an AI agent?
I don't know that, but if they ask, it is saying that I am AI. But
Right.
definitely,
Should have asked her.
that, yeah, I think they can understand because it is saying that mom AI. And
Yes.
so we are very open that they are talking with AI. If you ask that if you are AI, yeah, it says that. Still, the sound is not so authentic. You can understand that it is a little bit AI. We are not developing it, to be honest, that not to make you like thinking that you are with the human as well, because in other, we can do it, that we have already developed it, but we didn't publish it.
Right.
If I understand correctly, what the AI is doing for you, it's basically an interactive quotation form. And it will then lend all this data with some suggestions at your consultant's screen, and they will filter it and humanize it, will they? Or is it just a template
They're
that
just
goes in?
checking and sending it. To be honest, that AI is, I have been in this business like coming to like more than 15 years, actually coming to 20. And I can accept that it is better than me now when it is advising a program that I
Wait,
said that.
sorry to interrupt. You say it's better than you. In what sense is it better?
Yeah, that for example, you know that there are like thousands of like key data that, for example, if you said that engineering in rural area, in my mind that I have to check, but it knows that
Yeah.
faster than and bringing in front of you that, I said, oh yeah, it can be. And sometimes even I realize, oh, I didn't know that they have got this campus. It is better than I can accept them. It is
But
better than.
Burçin, it's your database is not. I mean, it's not big data in the sense that it's reliant on the schools that you've contacted and the schools that have actually responded to put the data in, right?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And we are double checking it. Yeah.
Ruth, when you start to work with a school, I mean, I appreciate that you're probably at the stage where you want to stop working with schools rather than start working more.
Yeah.
But imagine that you were looking for new partners. How long is the process for you to onboard a school, to be sure that it's one that you actually want to work with? What are the steps in the process for you?
It depends. I mean, let's eliminate all of the top ones that we all know and that, the ultra competitive ones. So if it's a school that's obviously approaching ours and they're actively looking for students, yeah, it can be a couple of years actually. Like we would love to send children to a summer camp first. We want to meet them. They come to Hong Kong and we want to meet them, understand who they are. And that's the trouble though as well, because don't forget all the individuals involved in the schools are changing all the time. I find this very difficult to handle. It occurred to me, sorry, I'm going off piste a little bit, but I was thinking about this. Because even the head of the school, who will sit with you for a couple of hours and be passionate about their school and what they're doing, and it also and then the next moment they've got a job offer and they're off. They're going somewhere else. So I find that a little bit, because you do trust the people, the individuals that are involved, and to them it's just a job. At the end of the day, it's hard to predict, sometimes the changes in the personnel. But yeah, we're now looking at much more and more is the financial stability of a school is really becoming super important in today's climate. But yeah, just the people involved and how, as long as the offering is good and solid, then the people involved and how fast they are, how professional they are. I guess we're not doing anything different in that sense. I guess that's pretty standard. Mm.
What's the measure of quality, or what kind of filters do you use, Burçin?
So, first of all, we like regularly go to like educational fairs to meet with the key people. We try to meet with the owner usually or executives because Ruth is right that like sales team is changing and regularly, and we would like to keep the relationship directly with the owners or the executives who has been there like more than years, to be honest. And we check their accreditations definitely, and we get references, and we accept the news because if the parents refer us as well, and the system is checking everything, and after we are having interview with the provider educator, they can pass from me, but they can't pass from Paul Humphrey. Paul Humphrey is the executive advisor to our company, and he's making interview everyone, all the educators one by one. Sometimes I say that okay, but if he says that no, it is no in our company, because I really trust his experience and judgment as well. And we are checking their financials as well, because the market is so fluctuates nowadays. So yeah, actually, we check everything for the parents, and parents don't need to check. This is why we are here, I think.
Burçin, for your summer program, sorry, one quick question. Like one question we get asked a lot, and we're keen to find out when it comes to summer programs is the operator. So is it the school? Are they renting the facilities and running it in that school or in that university, what have you, or is it the actual? And who are the teachers? Are they temporary teachers brought in just for that program, or are they the staff? I mean, do you provide that information to the parents?
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
We provide the like we said that this is the school itself or this is the private
Mm,
educator at the
mm,
campus. So
mm.
they know, yeah. And we always share that how many the the newest educator provider in our platform, at least like 7 years experience in the market, average is 50.
Mm, mm.
So there
Cool.
is. Sorry, Ruth.
No, I'm going to be talking to you afterwards. Yeah.
Definitely. I would love to like
So
cooperate with you. Yeah.
let me ask then, Ruth, how much of the process that we've seen for Burçin's company would you be comfortable using,
I
if
think for
any?
summer programs, yes. I'm just concerned about, well, I mean, what we don't know is we did the call, which is great. And then you said that you are available to talk to people
Yeah.
um, if they
Yeah.
need that. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think for summer programs, it's fine. But I just wonder though that for going further for like your boarding school placements or even university
Mm.
placements, it's a first filter. We can provide some information, but we have to reach out and have a conversation with the parents. I don't think there's any getting away from that.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think that even when I think about that, like if we automate the boarding school application process like this, most probably we are going to ask interviews with both child and the parent with
Mm,
technology, and after offering matching some drafts, but after that we ask the consultant step in. But in any way that in best parents, we are getting the data and catch it. But at the end, when you WhatsApp us from website, it is human. When
right.
you a Zoom meeting, it's human. Just we
Yeah.
are trying to make the best match with AI help and
Yeah.
follow up process as well. Of
Yeah.
course, that it's education. We are creating this not to put the children in front of the screens, and we love the human touch. And if I start talking with a parent, okay, it takes like hours that. So because of this, they don't put me to the consultancy interview anymore because they said, okay, I'm going to be friend because that it's even for 2 weeks camps that I am like knowing. And after we are inviting them to our like offices and create like some trips together. And so I think, yeah, it takes wonderful time, but I love doing my job.
András, how could we harness the expertise like what Burçin is building? Like we see there are so many flaws in the way that the schools operate with ourselves in terms of recruiting students, or the way they recruit students without our support. I mean, do you have any ideas? I mean, they are notoriously, I feel that they are notoriously just bad at tech. You know, say, for example, if we've got a family, we do 3 applications. We don't do more than 3, but we might need to do 3. And yet we have to do 3 separate, different applications and different testing. And it's, I just wonder, what's the future? Have we got any ideas?
I think the difficulty there is that if you want to solve the problem for schools, then you either have to offer an all-round platform that handles it all in a unified way with a limited number of or a generous number of quirks for each school, but still sort of standardized and channeled. But then you can build in your AI agents and tools to speed up processes. But as an agent or as a parent, you can use a unified application system.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if UCAS can do it, and a lot of the schools use Open Apply or something similar, then why can't Open Apply, why can't we just do one application for all of the schools? And then the schools are, what about like if I do job applications, there's you can contact the applicants directly, which is one way, but another way is that the system, the AI in the system will scan all of the applicants in the system and say, hey, these ones are good, these ones match your job description. I can see Burçin's like brain cells are working.
She's done with the source code now for the new platforms.
Yeah. I mean, I find that they're quite behind in this respect.
Okay, I have a confession. We are working on this.
Yay! Can you share more?
But I can't. But I will tell you one thing. The pain point is the like educators itself. Because, for example, we create the wonderful application platform, okay? They said, oh, but you have to enter this. I said, but you can ask whatever you want to the like parent from here. Head form, arrival form, like everything. But the obstacle is, unfortunately, they are the servant to their CRM systems. Because they said that, oh, I am using this, I am using that, I am using this. I said, look, we are consultants, okay? I don't care what you are using. I'm sending a student. Adjust me there. It is your problem. But what they are doing, they are trying to push you to fill the form in their portal, okay? And on the other hand, everybody is asking that, and you are not there anymore as a consultant. They want parents to fill the form. And what about us? That really you are like cutting my relationship and I can't see anything. And your system is very bad. After the customer is calling us back, saying that, oh, I filled this form, but I didn't get the notification and this form is not working. I said that please use ours. That really it is enough. And I understand that actually why the market is struggling, because they would like to go directly to the parents and like customers, that students, and everybody has got different like CRMs and everything. Yes, there must be a common application for boarding schools and summer camps as well. There can be more than us. not just me, that like we experience it in the, university application platforms. But
Mhm.
it has to be created by real educators like us. We should sit and talk about it. What is really must to be filled, and what is that optional that it is okay, we don't need. And 15 years ago, we were just sending passport and one PDF form. That's it. Now they're asking, of course they are right, allergies, sleep difficulties, and everything we
Mhm.
are asking. And we are saying that we have already had the students' data. Just look at it and accept the students according to that don't make them fill the form again and again. So we are in that process, and that the educators who are adjusting this process is going to be the winner, because we are going to give this technology to agents, consultants in upcoming year.
Ooh,
Yeah, I mean,
exciting.
I'll be really interested to see how far you can get,
Mhm.
especially with schools rather than just some schools. Because
Yeah.
Mm.
to answer your question, Ruth, I mean, not that I have the answer, but I think, I mean, it's quite complex, isn't it? There's the traditional view of admissions people as gatekeepers, which doesn't really work anymore. But that sort of power approach, holding on to the process, and then being,
Mm.
as you said, slave of their own process, of their own CRM. We need this data, and nobody from the outside can tell us what we actually need because we did it this way. That's obviously not customer focused, and it's not going to work for
Yeah.
very long. But there's also the compliance aspect. I mean, there's a lot of fear behind that. We
Yes,
need
a
to
lot
make
of
sure that,
fear. Yeah.
yeah, it's the right
Yeah.
application, it's a genuine applicant. We'll have all the information for safeguarding and medical and all that. But I also think that some of it is there. This whole power game is there to hide the fact that schools don't tend to have USPs. I mean, most of yes, some of them, of course, do. They might have a really good horse riding program or the best golf course and lots of different little things. But ultimately, if you look at the value proposition of most UK boarding schools, it's going to be 90% the same. And as long as they can control at least the process or the kind of profile they're looking for through application forms, I don't know.
Mm.
That might play a role. I might be wrong. Sorry,
I think
this was a
also,
long rant.
also staffing, they're going to be concerned about jobs. Because let's face it, some of the basic admin roles of admissions officers that have, as you say, traditionally been sort of gatekeeperish roles, they can almost be eliminated, I feel, very soon.
Yes, but if you free up time in terms of admin, then you can focus on quality selling.
Sales. They need to focus on sales. We had one of these ISEF fairs actually last week, and I was shocked at some of the schools that are coming and the expense that they are spending to come here, and then to slash the fees to say there's 60% scholarships, and then they're putting on all of these events. And I mean, they are spending a lot of money in marketing and sales. And of course they need the students, but I worry about that misappropriation of funds, if you like. I don't know. I have to look. Some of these schools probably won't be around next year, but it was interesting and quite shocking.
Well, it's one thing how much a school spends on marketing and sales, as you say, but also what really, and I think again we spoke about this earlier, is when a school invests in a fair and spends round about £500/euros on a meeting slot, because realistically that's the cost of getting there and paying for that time, and then not doing anything after it. I mean, not getting a single follow-up email. Last week I was trying to track down a school I talked to in a fair a few months ago. I didn't get an email from them. I got nothing from them. I emailed them because I still have the business card.
Isn't it?
In more than
It's,
a week, I haven't heard back from them.
yeah, because they're in the fair again. Because they are addicted. Like some sales people addicted to fairs because they have fun and enjoy. But
Yes,
the
yes,
target this, that like giving service to agents, that like consultants, that we have experienced this, that we were expecting that booking confirmation and expecting weeks. That, can you believe that normally we have a 48 hours window to send a like booking confirmation to the parent, and one provider, we stuck there. After I realized that, look at the LinkedIn, they started in London, going to like
Yeah.
China, and okay, but you can't do this. So it is breaking the trust. I definitely agree, Ruth, that it is crazy.
Yeah, they're traveling around. They, like you say, they started in London. They're back to London this week. They were supposed to go to Middle East, but that was cancelled. They came to Hong Kong. They're going to Japan. And then we met, we get an email. Nice to meet you. Here's all of our stuff. Bloop, and bunch of PDFs and a few photos and that's it. And yeah, it's really poor. But you're right. They love it. I'm sure they enjoy traveling around the world and staying in nice hotels and meeting each other and networking and
I do have to say, as someone who's been doing that
on the
for
other
schools
side,
as
yeah.
well, it's not that joyful. I mean, of course, I'm not complaining that I had to travel the world. It's great. But when you're doing the 5th fair in 2 months in the 5th country or continent, it's a tough job. Not everybody takes it seriously, of course. And like I said, there are people who don't do the bare minimum in terms of the actual sales job. But many people work really, really hard, traveling the world, working the fairs, doing their day jobs. And
yeah, but I wonder,
doing
is it worthwhile these days?
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I think it used to work, and we were having this conversation yesterday with a few people, but it's what happened 20 years ago, 15 years ago. That was the way. I'm just not sure that it is anymore.
I do agree that most schools should probably focus a little bit more on existing relationships and strengthening them. And if they just open their contact books, they can probably get more business done by traveling to 5 more
I agree.
fairs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, I agree. They have to use their like budget and like force in a more analytic way. That, and in our company, I don't care any like meeting if it is not recorded and like data is not written, because if there is the outcome is not written with the to-do list, that meeting is just a chat. If you want to do the meeting, it should be recorded and like AI bringing you the to-do list. And so you can follow up. Otherwise, that just chat, and we don't have time to chat, to be honest. I can be friends with you, but in that time we can chat and we are not going to have a target. It is something different. So you are right that they should use their budgets, and they should use their time, maybe focusing on the ongoing agents, that consultants giving better service. I really miss those days as well, really. Not to
And
chasing the educator to get the acceptance. It could be nice.
Right. I think we've given plenty of advice to schools, some unsolicited, maybe.
Yeah.
Just to finish on something similar, what's one thing that you wish all parents knew before reaching out to you?
Oh. For me, I think they should believe in their children, because we are the company believing in them. So if they want to change their future, we are the company willing to do that for them.
Yeah, similar. I think I know the schools, but they know their child. But they really need to know their child and be honest about who their child is. Really super honest. Because our shtick, if you like, is finding the fit. So, we can be that liaison, that mediation between, and I know the schools very well. That's what I consider to be my job. But I can't get to know a child very deeply in a short amount of time. I need to rely on the parents to bring that they need to be honest with themselves about who their child is and what is really genuinely going to fit their child, and not rely on brand names and not rely on the league tables or what their friends did, but genuinely in their heart know what's best for their individual child.
Ruth, Burçin, thank you so much for your time. I think this has been the podcast episode that spent most time zones, with 16 hours between you two, me being in the middle. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. To all of you listening this far, thank you so much. Please remember to like the episode if you liked it, comment if you liked it, if you have questions. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.